So I'm going to share my screen. You're going to be at the beginning of my video, Adeline. Smile. Okay. Here is... Okay. So we are going over the answers to multiplying mixed numbers. Okay. So I'm going to do them on a separate sheet of paper, but you can work on them on your worksheet or on your separate sheet of paper in front of you. You getting it out? Oh, pencil. That's smart. Okay. So I'm going to rewrite this first question on another sheet. So 4/5 times 3 1/8. Okay, so I need to change this 3 1/8 into an improper fraction. Now there's two ways you can do this. One of the ways is, I feel like more involved than the other. So I'm going to teach both ways, and then we'll probably be doing the shortcuts. Okay, so 3 1/8, I'm going to start by writing it out as 3 wholes. Well, we're talking about in eighths. So 8/8 is 1 whole, but we've got 3 wholes. So we need 8/8, 8/8, 8/8. That's 1, 2, 3 wholes. And then we still have 1/8 as well. So if I was adding all of these together, 8 plus 8 plus 8 is 24, plus 1 is 25. So 25/8. Another way we could do that is, I call it the backwards C method. It's like a shortcut. So you just multiply the denominator times the whole number. 8 times 3 gives us 24, plus 1 gives us 25, and then your denominator doesn't change. Your 8 stays an 8. And I'm going to bring down my 4/5. Now, we want to divide diagonally here. That helps us simplify our answer before we do our problem. It's more helpful to do it this way, because sometimes you'll get really big numbers and you'll have a more difficult time trying to reduce in the end. So to save ourselves, we will reduce from the beginning by dividing diagonally. So 4 and 8 can both be divided by 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. We can divide the other way as well. These can both be divided by 5, right? 25 divided by 5 is?
25 divided by what?
What's 25 divided by 5?
5.
Good. And 5 divided by 5?
5 divided by 5 is 1.
Good. So then we multiply straight across. 1 times 5 is?
5.
1 times 2?
2.
Good. Now, when we have a bigger number on top, we need to turn it into a mixed number. Right now, it's an improper fraction. So to do that, we're going to put the top number in the house, and we're going to divide. How many times can 2 go into 5?
2 times.
So 2 times 2 gives us?
4.
Good. What's 5 minus 4?
1.
Bring up your remainder, and your divisor follows.
Super glitchy.
So 2 1/2. Okay. So far, so good. Did you write all this down on your paper?
No.
Okay. I'll give you a few minutes to do that. All right. So our next question is 9/10 times 3 1/3. Well, let me put this other one down. That one was, no. 2 1/2. And then this other one is 9/10 times 3 1/3. Again, if you're doing it the longer way, in thirds, we have 3 wholes, which is 1, 2, 3, and then 1/3. We will add all of those together. 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9, plus 1 more is 10. Our denominator does not change. Or you can do the backwards C method. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So 10 thirds. We need to cross cancel or cross divide here. We can divide 9 and 3 by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 3 divided by 3 is 1. We can divide both of these 10s by 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1, and 10 divided by 10 is 1. Is it frozen? Okay. So now we just multiply straight across. 3 times 1 gives us 3, and 1 times 1 gives us 1. You should be able to do this part in your head. 3 divided by 1 gives you 3. If you do not know how to divide 3 by 1, you can put 3 in the house, divided by 1. 1 goes into 3 times. 3 times 1 is 3, subtract and we get 0. Okay, so our answer here is 3. Did you write all that down? Cool. Okay, so our answer here is 3 over 1, or 3. Okay, our next problem is 1 3/5 times 3/5. So 1 3/5 times 3/5. Again, this first one is in fifths, so this is 1 whole. And then we also have 3/5. So we add them together. 5 plus 3 is 8. Our denominator doesn't change. A shortcut is the backward C. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So 8/5 times 3/5. We cannot cross cancel here either way, so we just multiply straight across. 8 times 3 is 24, and 5 times 5 is 25. We cannot reduce this one at all, so our answer is 24 over 5. Did you write it all down? For number 3?
No.
Okay, make sure you're writing it down.
Pause.
Okay, so this answer was 24 over 25. 2 5/8 times 2/3. If we're talking about 2 wholes in eighths, would be 8 over 8 and 8 over 8. So that's 1 whole. This is 2 wholes. And then we still have 5/8 as well. So we have to add those together. 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 5 is 21 over 8. Or you could do the backward C. Frozen? Okay, hold on. Okay, or you could do the backward C. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 5 is 21 over 8 times 2 over 3. Again, we can cross divide here, cross cancel or cross divide diagonally in order to pre-reduce your answer, pre-simplify. 21 and 3 can both be divided by 3. So 21 divided by 3 is 7. 3 divided by 3 is 1. We can cross divide this way. We can divide both of these by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. And then we can just multiply straight across. 7 times 1 is 7, and 4 times 1 is 4. So we have a bigger number on top. That means we can divide it. So 7 goes in the house, divided by 4. So 4 goes into 7 how many times?
1,
Good. 1 times 4 is?
4,
Subtract and we get?
3.
Good. Bring up your remainder, and your divisor follows. So 1 3/4. Okay? Okay, number 5 is 2/3 times 3 1/4. Okay, again, this is in fourths, so if we were doing 3 wholes, that's 1, 2, 3, and then we have 1/4 still. Add them together. 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13 over 4. Or you can do the shortcut. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Your denominator does not change. Remember, your denominator is the bottom number. It does not change here. So now we can cross divide, cross cancel, cross divide diagonally. 2 goes into both 2 and 4, so we'll divide these both by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. I cannot cross cancel this way, so now we just multiply straight across. 1 times 13 is 13, and 3 times 2 gives us 6. I do have a bigger number on top. That means I can divide to turn it back into a mixed number. The top number goes in the house. 6 goes into 13 2 times. 2 times 6 gives me 12. Subtract. 13 minus 12 gives me 1. Bring up my remainder, and my divisor follows. So 2 wholes and 1/6. Good. Okay, so 13/6 and 2 and 1/6. Okay, the next one is 3/4 times 2 and 2/3. That is the number, right? 3/4 times 2 and 2/3. Yes. Okay. So again, we're dealing with wholes in thirds. So 3 over 3 is 1 whole. 3 over 3 is 2 wholes, and then we have 2/3 as well. We are adding these together. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 2 more is 8, so 8/3. You could have also done the backward C. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8, so 8/3. We can cross cancel here. 3 and 3 can both be divided by 3, so 3 divided by 3 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. We can cross cancel this way as well. We can divide them both by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. 1 times 2 gives me 2, and 1 times 1 gives me 1. I can do this one in my head. 2 divided by 1 gives me 2 wholes. Yeah, we're going to get through all of them. Okay? So that's 2. Okay, the next one is 1 and 1/4 and 2 and 2/3. 1 and 1/4 times 2 and 2/3. From here on out, I'm just going to do the shortcuts. You don't have to, but the shortcuts are easier. So 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, so 5/4. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8, so 8/3. We can cross cancel here. The 8 and the 4 can both be divided by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. And we just multiply straight across. 5 times 2 gives me 10, and 1 times 3 gives me 3. I can reduce this by putting 10 in the house and dividing it by 3. 3 goes into 10 3 whole times. 3 times 3 is 9. Subtract 10 minus 9 is 1. Bring up your remainder, and your divisor follows. These equal the same amount. 10/3 and 3 and 1/3 are two different ways of writing the exact same number. So 10/3 3 1/3. Okay, number 8, 5 1/3 times 2 1/4. Is it 2 1/4? Okay, yes. Okay, so backward C method. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16, so 16/3. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9, 9/4. We can cross cancel here. 16 and 4 can both be divided by 4. So 16 divided by 4 is 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. We can cross cancel the other way. We can divide them both by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. So now we just multiply straight across. 4 times 3 gives me 12, and 1 times 1 gives me 1. 12 divided by 1, I can do this one in my head, it's 12. Okay, so this answer was 12. Okay, the next question is 2 1/5 times 1 1/4. What was that again? 2 1/5 times 1 1/4. Okay, so 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11 over 5. Our denominator does not change. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, and again, our denominator does not change. We can cross cancel only one way. 5s can both be divided by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 5 divided by 5 is 1. We cannot divide 11 and 4 by anything. They do not have anything in common other than 1. So we multiply straight across. 11 times 1 is 11. 1 times 4 is 4. 11 goes in the house, and we can divide it by 4. 4 goes into 11 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract and we get 3. Bring up your remainder, and your divisor follows. So 2 3/4. I can't remember. I can't like stop it and do that.
You paused it when I went to the bathroom.
I know, but I don't remember if I unpaused it.
I think you did.
Okay, we'll just keep it going. Hopefully you can see what's happening right now. And I won't have to do this again. Okay. So this is for question 10.
You can check to see if you pause it or unpause it.
6 4/5 is 34 over 5, and 1 2/3 is 5 over 3. We cross-canceled here. Change those to 1s, then we multiplied straight across. 34 times 1 is 34. 1 times 3 is 3. Then we put 34 in the house and divided it by 3. And 3 goes into 34 11 times. Well, I broke it all the way down, but it'll be 11 1/3 because we have 1 remaining. Okay? So 11, so 34 over 3 equals 11 1/3. Okay, the next one is 3 3/7 times 5 1/8. Okay, so 3 times 7 is 21, plus 3 is 24 over 7. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 1 is 41 over 8. We can cross cancel this way because 8 and 24 can both be divided by 8. 24 divided by 8 is 3, and 8 divided by 8 is 1. We cannot cross cancel this way because they do not have anything in common other than 1. Okay, so 3 times 41, if we need to do that off to the side, we can. 1 times 3 is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. So 123. And then 7 times 1 is 7. We do have a bigger number on top, so the top number goes in the house divided by a bottom. 7 cannot go into 1, but it goes into 12 once. 1 times 7 is 7. Subtract and we get 5, because 12 minus 7 is 5. Bring down our 3. 7 goes into 53 7 times. 7 times 7 is 49. We need to borrow here. This becomes a 4. So 13 minus 9 is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Bring up your remainder, and your divisor follows. So 17 and 4/7. Good? So 123 over 7. The dean. Okay, and then 17 and 4/7. Okay, last one. 8 and 3/4. And 4 and 1/5. Okay, 8 times 4 is 32, plus 3 is 35. 4 times 5, whoopsies. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1 is 21 over 5. We can cross cancel here one way. 5 goes into both 5 and 35, so 35 divided by 5 is 7, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. We can't cross cancel this way, so we would just multiply straight across. 7 times 21. 1 times 7 is 7. 2 times 7 is 14. So 147, and 4 times 1 is 4. We do have a bigger number on top, so we will put the top number in the house and divide. 4 cannot go into 1, but it goes into 14 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12. Subtract. 4 minus 2 is 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. Bring down the 7. 4 goes into 27 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24. Subtract. 7 minus 4 is 3. 2 minus 2 is 0. Bring up your remainder, and your divisor follows. So 36 and 3/4 is your final answer. Did you get it all?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, did it
So
record?
36 and 3/4. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow.